Well, Karen Curtis, we bring on Joyce Kaufman all the time. Karen's been on a bunch as well. Both work, at my old sister station, 850 AM WFTL, down in South Florida. Great station. They're both great. In fact, Karen's got a new book out. We'll get to this at the end of the conversation. Titled The Accuser, The True Story of the Big Dan's Gang Rape Victim, which, of course, this true story in 83 in Massachusetts turned into the movie The Accused with Jodie Foster in 1988. We'll get to all of that. But here's Karen talking about Bob Kraft. Karen, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Sid. Yes, Ricky Williams said sometimes it's better to just pay for it.
Yeah, no headache.
And he would know.
But then, here at Jupiter, Florida, some health inspector goes in and he sees suitcases lying around with clothing. He's like, are these women living here? And then they went, so let's shut down just the day spa at Jupiter Day Spa to put cameras in the rooms. I mean, they didn't even know they were putting cameras in the rooms, and now apparently they want video. But the offer made to Bob Kraft was you would not plead guilty, but you would admit that you would be found guilty if it went to trial.
Right.
Because they said they've got this video. And then also he would have to be tested for STDs, that's embarrassing, and then also the 100 hours of community service, as you said. So that's a non-starter because there's 24 men that were offered this, and they'll probably go for it. But if Bob Kraft goes for it, the NFL would be all over him,
right?
Because that the optics look bad there, and the optics. Some of the White House people say look bad if he's coming to the White House to be in a photo to celebrate a Super Bowl win.
Well, I'm curious about this. When you guys, because you guys do, it's a talk show like we do. You got the news and all that stuff, but you talk about these things. And you're right there by the scene of the crime. You guys were in Palm Beach, and this happened in Jupiter. What do you guys, like, for us, it was like, we're just happy a 77-year-old guy still wants to get his rocks off. Like, what were you enjoying?
His wife died,
Right, so you don't care, right?
He's innocent, first of all, until proven guilty. I don't know if this video they say of him, apparently he's charged with 2 misdemeanors. Apparently he was serviced twice, allegedly, and one of them right on the day of the AFC Championship.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. That's why he's always in a good mood.
Yeah, he was celebrating early.
That's why I said he should take Belichick with him once in a while.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So anyway, and then he pulls up in a Bentley each time. I don't know.
Hey, and by the way, and this is he's hanging his hat on this. The woman who allegedly performed the act is the manager, 45-year-old manager, and the other one is a 58-year-old woman who works there, and he's going to claim that it was consensual, that he didn't pay for the quote-unquote happy ending part, that they just did it to him, and there's no audio, so he might actually get off. No pun intended, Daily News.
Stop! Yeah, he said he maintains I did nothing illegal, so
right.
We'll see what happens. But he's going to see this all the way through because there are huge repercussions for him with the NFL and, the ethics.
No, the moral, listen, the moral clause, all those types of things is going to be bad for him. Now, what about this presidential invitation? What is the latest with that?
Well, right now, some people in the White House are saying, wow, this would look bad. It would be bad optics to have a guy, facing 2 prostitution charges in Florida come into the White House. But again, remember, innocent until proven guilty, and the president and Bob Kraft are friends, first of all, and the president's been defending him. I think he will be invited, and I think he will go.
And by the way, he was at Ivanka's wedding. He's a friend, and that's what Trump is. He's loyal. And Bob Kraft, he hasn't been convicted. He's not Aaron Hernandez, for God's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He may be in court here on March 28th, so he may go to the White House before his court date. And then there's a question whether or not the prosecutor says he has to appear in person, and his attorney says no, he doesn't. So we'll see what happens.
Well, he is in Miami Dolphin territory down there, and Dolphin fans hate the Patriots because, they're jealous. The Dolphins sucked forever, and the Pats win the championship every year. Dolphins are irrelevant.
We might get Kaepernick.
Yeah, please. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick this week. I mean, the guy's please. He's about Eli Manning's age. But so in the end, we keep seeing pictures and video of angry Dolphin fans standing outside of all these places where the media is lined up, kind of heckling Bob Kraft. Has that become a Miami activity?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, there's another day spa in the same strip mall where the Orchids of Asia day spa was, called Cure, and people are taking pictures, like tourists are taking pictures of this day spa, and it has nothing to do whatsoever with the prostitution sting. Nothing whatsoever.
But he may have gone there. You don't know if it was busy one day at the other place. He may have gone in. You never know.
No! Well, who knows? This guy's like, we don't do that here. So.
Well, they're just trying to make a point, so when you get down to it, I guess it really doesn't matter. No. But listen,
sometimes it's better to pay for it.
Karen Curtis, I hope Kraft goes and everybody else can go to hell. The guy didn't do it. I mean, give me a break. 77 years old. He got a handy, maybe it was consensual. Who knows? But let's get
like they said, it's hard when you have 6 Super Bowl rings. It's hard to do it yourself.
That's right.
That is true.
It hurts.
Hey, before we let you run here, though, let's get into this book, which I read. It's fascinating. The book is The Accuser, the true story of the Big Dance gang rape victim. You wrote this book. The lady's name, if I say it incorrectly, you could correct me. Cheryl Araujo, is that right?
Yeah. That's right. She's part Portuguese, and the story that you saw on the big screen with Jodie Foster, she won the Academy Award. That was just the beginning of actually what happened to this woman. This woman is a mother of 2, and she had to face 2 rape trials. She was gang raped by 6 men, only 4 were convicted. And then what happened to her? Do you know where she is now?
Well, I read the book, so I know that.
You know.
I know this happened to her in Massachusetts. She ran down to South Florida 3 years later, and even before The Accused was made in 1988, she shows up mysteriously dead in a so-called one-car accident. So she gets gang raped, then she dies. Even that's mysterious. So the story just kept getting worse.
It did. In fact, what happened was right after the trials, the prosecutor called her up. He had $500 from the Witness Protection Program. He goes, "You guys need to go to she had a kind of a husband. They weren't married, but he was the father of her children. His parents lived in Miami at a trailer park, and the prosecutor goes, "You need to leave now because there are death threats against you." I mean, talk radio hated her. I mean, even Ted Kennedy, the senator from Massachusetts, did not do anything for this woman. She was abused, and then she was sent out of the state in disgrace, and then about a year later, she died in an accident down here in Florida, and her daughters were with her in the car. I've interviewed her daughters since then, and the one daughter, Carrie, told me that a white van ran Mommy off the road. Well, sure enough, I contacted FHP, pulled the traffic report, and there it was.
Wow.
She said someone ran her off the road. So, it's really an interesting book if you like true crime drama, and it really, her trials kind of paved the way for the Me Too movement and for all of our rape trials and how they are covered in the media, especially the William Kennedy Smith rape trial. You've got Ted Kennedy. He doesn't do anything for this woman, and then he's embroiled in his own, situation with this rape on Palm Beach. So that had an effect on that trial as well.
Yes, indeed. Oh, listen, it does sound very, very intriguing, Karen Curtis. The book is called The Accuser, and it's all about what you just described. And I'm going to read it now, too. Sid just told me about it just before you came on.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. And Bernie knows
There's pictures in it, too, by the way.
Yes, there are pictures. And it's very interesting. It's right up Bernie's...
TheAccuserBook.com if you can. TheAccuserBook.com. And one other thing, Sid, remember when I won your bracket?
Yes. Oh, my God, you did. You won my college basketball bracket a couple of years ago. I forgot about that. Are you in it again? Are you in it again this year? Are you in it this year?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh,
as a Zion, yep.
Congratulations. And good luck on the book, too. The Accuser, the true story of the Big Dance gang rape victim, Karen Curtis. She actually did win my college basketball tournament a couple years ago.
I did.
How do you like that?
Yeah, but what,
did she get to go out to the Bunny Ranch?
Yes, that was her.
Thanks, Bernie.
Thank you.
Sid.
All right, Karen.
Thanks,
she's actually a huge sports fan. Her daughter went to Alabama with Nick Saban.
You mean college?
College, yeah.
Right.
So Karen would go to all, she's a big Dolphin fan too, so she would go to all these major sporting events.
Yes.
So she wasn't one of these like Jill, like some dopey chick who just, look at the colors. She actually knew her stuff, and she won.
God bless.
Beat out 3,000 people.
Sounds like a smart lady.
Oh, yes.
Radio host and author Karen Curtis on the Bernie and Sid Show on WABC. We're coming right back.